My name is Ache, and I just want to start by saying thank you so much for tuning in. It really means a lot to me. I hope you enjoy this episode, and who knows, maybe you can relate. In my last episode, I mentioned how much I love discovering new music, and I just love putting people onto new songs. So I decided to create a music segment that will be living at the end of all my episodes from here on out. So, how it works is that I get artists to send me their music and I give them the platform to share their art with you. And I just hope that you find some new music that you can vibe and relate with on this segment. So, make sure you stay till the end of the episode to discover a new song today. Before we get started, I just want to take a second to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart to everyone who took the time to listen to my first episode. I got so much positive feedback about it, and it just felt so good to know that so many people enjoyed it and were able to relate with me. It was just such a great feeling. I'm just so grateful, and I just hope that you guys continue to support me and, most importantly, enjoy the content. Okay, let's get right into it. So on December 6th of 2023, I turned 25 years old. About a week or two leading up to my birthday, I was having these weird feelings. It's like my body and my mind were shifting into some sort of new reality, and I just didn't understand. I don't know how to explain it. It's just something I felt, and I didn't think too deep into it at the time because my mind just wasn't there, but I felt something happening. Everyone who knows me knows that I don't celebrate my birthday. This is something I'm trying to change, by the way. I want to start celebrating myself because life is so beautiful and life is so precious, and we need to celebrate our lives. But anyway, I haven't celebrated since I turned 16, and for the most part, I would just order takeout. I would sit in my room, watch a movie, relax, and just give thanks to God for another year. And that's exactly what I did for my 25th. Actually, I went to work because I completely forgot to book it off. And plus, I already had booked off 2 weeks to go to Cuba at the end of December. So anyway, but yeah, I got home around 6 o'clock and my mom ordered us some food. We ate and I just chilled in my room. I was on TikTok and I don't even remember what I looked up, but I found a video of this girl talking about how when she turned 25, she got this extreme clarity and she was just like a whole new person out of nowhere. Now, I'm aware that when you turn 25, your prefrontal cortex fully develops, and that plays a huge part in your cognitive thinking. And it's a big reason why people feel and act more mature when they turn 25. But I don't know. I don't know, man. Like the way I was feeling mentally, physically, spiritually in the days leading up to my birthday, in my head, I was thinking, I low-key feel what she feels and what she's saying in the video, but then I started to gaslight myself because I just assumed that because I already knew about the brain development, I just thought that I was psyching myself out and that it was just like a placebo effect, like I already know what's supposed to happen when I turn 25. So this is just my body trying to change to make it what I know. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. When I woke up the next day, I swear to you, it's like a switch flipped in my head. I felt like something in my spirit completely shifted. Like I don't even know how to explain it. I knew something happened to me 1,000%. But a part of me, just a very small part of me, still thought that I was being extra. So I talked to Kristen about it. For those who don't know, Kristen is my longtime best friend, and she's pretty much a whole year older than me, even though we're born in the same year, because she's born in the beginning of the year and I'm at the end. And it works out perfectly, honestly, because it's always like she gives me insight into the future because of that. And it's like she's preparing me for what's to come, pretty much. So I explained what I was feeling to her and what was going through my head. And she's just like, girl, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I was like, thank God, because I honestly felt like I was making it up at this point because of I just didn't understand how I went from one extreme to the next overnight. It's just, I had no explanation for it. And it's like I didn't want to believe it, but I knew something happened. And she was telling me about her experience and how she had the same intense switch. And she's just like, yeah, get ready because 25 is a ride. Now that I've been 25 for a little over a month, I can say with confidence that I'm a different person. Completely. I was so fascinated with my own experience that I wanted to hear about other people's experiences, so I took to Instagram. I asked my followers what changed for them when they turned 25. So I'm just going to read you some of the answers I got because they are super relatable stuff. The first one we have, it says, bruh, everything. I woke up one day and my entire thought process was just different. And honestly, girl, same. I feel that. Another person says, going out of my way to make people comfortable, let other people help themselves. Snap, snap, snap. Love that. Another person says, allowing myself to be unappreciated. Yes, we are leaving that in the years behind us, 24, 23, 22, 21, so on and so forth. That's in the past. 25, only people who appreciate us, okay? Another person said, I made an effort to enhance literally every aspect of my life. Love that. I can definitely feel myself getting to that stage as well. So yeah, super relatable. The same person said, I started traveling more, buying things more leisurely, and prioritizing my health. Yes, King. Love that for you. And another person said, realize procrastination will take years away from you getting to your dreams. Oh, I'm going to end it there. That is the truth. No more procrastination. We are standing on business. I love all of these because it's just showing me that 25 is really giving the IDGAF era. If you know, you know. And I'm super here for it, honestly. So I wanted to share the list I made. I made a list of the biggest personal shifts I felt while transitioning into 25. So here it goes. Firstly, I no longer look at my past with judgment. This used to be very hard for me to do. Whenever I would have a thought about something embarrassing that I've done, or sometimes I'll randomly remember times when I would just allow boys to treat me all types of ways, and not only boys, but just like different people. When I would think of these things, I used to feel so anxious and embarrassed all over again. And I would question myself, like, why did you do that? Why did you do that in the 7th grade at third recess? Why? But you know what? I think that part is normal though. But I think it becomes an issue when you start to make yourself feel bad. But now, when I have random thoughts of dumb things that I've done in my past, I just brush it off. It's actually so weird because it's like I've internally gotten over the embarrassment of the things that I've done, and I just don't care anymore at all. I have the it is what it is mentality at this point, and I'm just able to laugh at the things that I've done. I have sympathy for the person I was because only I know why I did those things, and because I did those things, it made me who I am today. And I'm very proud of the person I am today. So a win is a win. A win is a win. At this point, I just look at what I've done and I think to myself, well, I hope I never do that again and just move on with my life. It's just so easy for me now. I don't know. It's amazing. It's truly a gift. Think of it this way. You either learn the hard way, the easy way, or the embarrassing way. Olda Che, before she turned 25, almost always chose the hard and embarrassing way. Why? I don't know. But best believe I learned what I had to learn. And as long as I'm standing on business, I will not have to repeat those lessons ever again. Next on my list of changes, I feel like when I was learning new things before and I knew it was time for me to change, it would feel like I was shedding skin. Like it felt like such a slow process because I just didn't want to let go of bad habits, or I didn't want to let go of feeling comfortable, even if it didn't benefit me being in this type of situation. But now it feels like when the time comes to learn something new, I genuinely think that it would happen almost instantly. Like I would want to change instantly. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident that it won't take me as long as it used to learn a lesson and change my behavior accordingly. Another thing on my list is that I now have a clear understanding of what I want and what I don't want in my life. Back in the day, it was very difficult for me to stand on business, okay? If you don't know what standing on business means, it just means to stand your ground or to be firm on the things that you want, not folding or doubling back on your word. Anyway, as someone who was a consistent people pleaser, it was very hard to stand my ground because I didn't want to disappoint anybody ever. And it used to make me feel so bad. It would give me so much anxiety knowing that someone didn't like me or that they didn't like something that I did or something that I said. But I genuinely don't care anymore. I feel like as long as I don't bring mental or physical harm to any person, I should be able to put myself first and stand my ground and stand on the things that I want and don't want in my life. I should be able to set boundaries. I don't care if that upsets anybody anymore. I'm done. Moving on. This one is not as serious, but it's still such a crazy switch for me. So, for context, I have a younger sister, and yes, she goes to school and she has a pretty busy schedule. However, she has no bills to pay, okay? None. So when my mom used to ask me to do chores around the house, I used to always be like, get my sister to do it. And me and my mom would go back and forth about who's going to clean the floors and do the dishes and whatever household chore there was to do. And at the end of the day, I used to do them, but I used to just feel so annoyed. I used to get so annoyed doing chores. Like I'd be washing those dishes, just like, I can't believe I have to freaking do these freaking dishes. Like, I just be so salty because I'm just like, get my sister to do it anyway. I know it sounds super childish, but if you have younger siblings, you probably understand what I'm saying. Anyway, my point is, I always had to put up a fight first, okay? But now I'm doing things without my mom asking me. I'm even going out of my way to do better. Like, for example, the other day, there was a pretty bad snowstorm, and I thought the snow was going to stick to the ground and that my mom was going to have to shovel the snow in the morning before she goes to work. So I set my alarm early, like around 6 a.m., so that I can help my mom shovel the snow in the morning. Luckily, the snow melted, but I was so ready to help her. It was not like me to do that back in the day. Not at all. I'd be like, I'm so sorry that you have to shovel the snow. I'm sleeping. I got work in a couple hours, okay? And yes, I know you might be listening to this and judging me, and I totally understand, okay? 25 is definitely pretty old to be arguing with your mom about doing chores in the house. It's so funny too, because I literally told my mom that this year and moving forward, I will be her peace. And I really meant it. I will not stress that woman out anymore. I'm done, over it. I am here to help in any way that I can. And the best part is that it doesn't feel forced at all. Speaking of forced, that's another thing. Nothing in my life in this moment feels forced at all, and I love it. I love this new mindset that I have because I didn't think I would ever have it. I used to think so negatively about so many parts of my life, internally and externally. It was so draining, but vibrating at such a negative level was so easy to do, and I was very comfortable being there. You know the purple cat from Big Mouth? I think they called her the depression kitty. Having such a shitty mentality felt like the cat was hugging me and keeping me safe, I guess from disappointment. But you know what? No more woe is me mentality. It is gone. I honestly cannot entertain negative thoughts anymore. It's amazing, but uncomfortable because dwelling in my negativity was comforting. I just liked feeling bad for myself. It was like, don't worry, Ache. I totally understand what you're feeling. It sucks. Life sucks. You suck. And before you know it, I've dug myself into such a dark hole of self pity. This doesn't mean that I don't get these thoughts or that I'm unable to think negative thoughts anymore. I wish. But as a human being, these low vibrational thoughts still come up. But instead of sitting in it and having it ruin my mood, now I just acknowledge it, then think about the best case scenario for whatever I'm thinking about. So basically turning the negative into a positive, and then holding on to that until I'm able to calm myself down and kind of recenter myself again. And it's crazy because I've tried to do this in the past and it felt impossible to achieve. But now it's so easy and effortless for my mind to let go of these negative thoughts and create positive ones. It still kind of freaks me out because it's very different than what I'm used to, but I would not want it any other way. I know I keep saying that these changes are all because I turned 25, but all jokes aside, everything that I've done and gone through up until this point has set me up for this transition. I did the work I needed to do to get myself to this level of satisfaction in my life. And I think having my frontal lobe fully developed really helps set things that I've learned in place for this chapter of my life. Because every new chapter and season will teach you new things, and you'll need to adapt to the new situations that are presented to you and the new environments that you're put into. Another thing I actually noticed was that my intentions for things presented themselves naturally now. Whereas before, I used to have to constantly remind myself why I was doing something. And this is just extremely convenient for me. But my favorite switch that happened was that my relationship with God feels so much stronger. I thought I was grateful before, but now I will randomly find myself saying, "Thank you, Lord." Or, "I'm so grateful for this, Lord. I'm so grateful for that, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord." Just randomly, out loud. And it feels so good. I feel more confident praying to God and listening to God. And you know what? That may not even have anything to do with turning 25, but I'm glad that this happened at this time of my life. I needed it too. My relationship with God has been very confusing over the years. but I feel really good about it right now. And I just pray that it continues to get stronger and that it becomes less confusing with time. I just feel at peace, and I'm really happy with where I am right now. I want to continue to be honest and transparent on here. So as time goes on, I'll update you on how I feel about, situations that happen and how I react to these moments, because self-reflection and honesty is my thing. And the first step to change is admitting that there is a problem. I'm not perfect. And I know that 24/7 positivity is not real. So even though I feel high right now with my new internal programming, the truth is that I haven't really been tested on it. Everything I mentioned are things that I've noticed, but I've only been 25, like I said, for 5 minutes. I haven't been confronted with any difficult decisions or, problematic situations or stressful instances yet. But when those things happen, I will be transparent and I will share it with you so that I can hold myself accountable, learn from my experiences, and just keep moving forward on the path that God intended me to be on. And to my younger listeners, who knows? Maybe you can relate when you're 25. This is the Maybe You Can Relate Songs to Discover segment where I put you on to a new song at the end of every episode. For this episode, I have a song by an artist named Rumz. He is a 24-year-old UK-born hip-hop artist that now resides in Canada. He brings a unique blend of cultural influences to his music, and he's inspired by his journey through life with the connections and relationships he has with people that he holds closely to him. The song you're about to listen to is called Memories, and this song is basically a ballad that lifts love on a pedestal, even though he has gone through heartbreak. The message behind the song is to cherish the good times, even though there are rough patches, and just to stay hopeful for the future. All right, so here it is, Memories by Rumz.
I don't want these memories to fade away. I just want a heart without the break. Every time we love, it turns to rage. I don't wanna feel this way, no way. No, I feel this way. Do you feel the same? No mistakes, 100 times ripped out every page. How am I supposed to love you without the pain? The memories engraved, tattooed in my brain. About it almost all of the time. Gathering my thoughts, everyone that's inside. Moving on, I swear, by the end of the night. Ain't no check engine light. Saying bye-bye to good times that we had. Try to make you understand. Ain't no about the back and forth. Fighting in Afghanistan.
If you want to hear more, just click the links in the caption and make sure to follow Rumz on IG and TikTok at Call Me Rumz. And make sure to check out his website. I'll have that also linked below, www.callmerumz.com. Thanks for listening. If you want your song to be on the Maybe You Can Relate Songs to Discover segment, make sure to click the link in my bio, go to the MYCR Songs to Discover form, fill it out, and we'll go from there. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one.